Hello, welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube. Myself, Mark Carlaw, and Riley Finch. Mate, we spent, I think it was around about 170 million, wasn't it? 180 million in the summer. Massive investment. Obviously, we had some big key, big signings that were happened. I don't think any of us really could have predicted. Scamacca, Gianluca Scamacca, obviously being a key signing for us. Desperately needed a new striker, and we got one. 30 odd million pounds spent on him. And then obviously broke the record, the transfer free record at the club, bringing in Lucas Paqueta. Plus, obviously, other players we brought in as well. But I mean, really exciting talent. I think it's fair to say it's probably been a little bit slow. Probably the excitement kind of didn't happen as we expected. Maybe we were kind of like we always, you do have these dreams, don't you, of thinking, oh, they're going to hit the ground running, we're going to be, flying up the league straight away. But it's been a little bit slow. But I feel like just the last week or so, we're really starting to see the quality we've got on our hands here. Let's start first of all with Scamacca. Obviously, clearly a very gifted striker. He's clearly got an eye for goal, but it's generally his all-round play. I mean, and it just feels like all of a sudden now he's looking like a Premier League striker as well. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Harry Kane's a very kind of particular striker. There's not very many people like him, but one person I would liken him to is Scamacca. The way he can sort of drop deep and then sort of pass the ball off. I mean, his passing of the ball is really underrated. It's superb. I mean, the way he switches the play, the way you saw the way in the Wolves game, he slotted the ball through to Jared Bowen. There's very few players in our team who've got that kind of eye for a pass like that, and then have the lethal nature to then pick up the ball and absolutely blast it into the top corner. I mean, he's one of a kind. I remember doing a video ages ago about would you rather Brozier or Scamacca, and I told you this guy's a Rolls Royce. This guy has got, for a big guy as well, he's got absolute talent on the ball. And not to pat myself on the back or anything,
but you are anyway. We know what you're doing.
I was absolutely right, mate. And another thing I did say is he's going to score a lot of goals from outside the box, and he does. He's brilliant. You think of games where we're going to get sort of pegged back and sort of hemmed in. You say to Scamacca, oh, go a bit deeper, mate. Go a bit deeper into the area. Picks up the ball on the edge of the box. Absolutely thundercunts to the top corner. I mean, this guy is something different. 4 out of 5 4 goals in 5 games, I think, in Europa. I think he started 2 games. I think we've actually only won 2 games in the Premier League, both of which he started as well.
Absolutely,
so, And I think he is starting to look the real deal now. He really is. But I think it's more of a case of the team kind of learning around him and his ability. And it's also really difficult, like we've always said, to start playing well when you're only starting 2 games. But yeah, he's got to be first name of the team sheet for me now. He looks unbelievable. I can't really believe we signed him.
Yeah, I'm actually in agreement. I think I had a little bit of anxiety around it to begin with, and especially when it started, because like we always do, you always think I really hope that we hadn't signed another Zaza or a kind of player you thought, oh no, like please don't tell me this is player. It's just not going to fit our system at all. Or even arguably like Hilaire, just didn't really fit what we were trying to do, and you felt that. But with Scamacca now, like I feel like that's going away quite fast. You can clearly see his abilities, like you say. I think he's passing. I'm surprised how good he is on the ball. Like his vision and it is like a Harry Kane that he can open up play. He knows where his teammates are. I mean, his link up play with Bowen's really, really something special. And I mean, when you look back, and I'll tell you what, that goal he scored in midweek against Anderlecht, that was a proper striker's finish, wasn't it? Like he didn't. It was ball went up to him, no mucking around, bang, bottom corner. Like he didn't have to look. He didn't have to double check where he was going. And we don't really have that sort of. A lot of players don't have that ability. These players are rare in sport, in football. So, I'm really excited by him. I'm really starting to think that we've got a player here that could be capable of getting 20 goals a season if he stays fit, and that's going to be the difference. I mean, if you look at all the other top sides in the league, they all have those sort of players. I mean, obviously, Man City, with Haaland is another level, but you look at all the other players, all the teams, they've all got big strikers. And you've got Jesus, you've got Harry Kane's, they've got Sons, all these players that are going to bag them lots of goals. We've never really ever had it. You know what I mean? West Ham have always lacked that sort of player that you can kind of go, if they stay fit, them alone will get us enough goals to be in the top 7 or top 8 of the league anyway. So we just, and I just think that we might have that in our hands now. I'm really excited by him, like really am. And obviously then on to Paqueta, mate. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, okay, it's been a bit of a slow start for him. I think that he was sort of thrown straight in, which I can understand why. We just spent the club record fee. I can imagine the club wouldn't have been too pleased if Moyes had put him on the bench for the majority of his the games so far. So he's had to really utilise him. Again, I mean, you look back at the Everton game, okay? I actually thought he looked really poor in that game, in the fact that he just looked too slow. Every time he got the ball, he seemed to be thinking that he had a lot of time to make a decision, to look around, and he just kept getting dispossessed all the time. And I was thinking, you really need to sharpen up. All of a sudden, you see him against Wolves, he just looked a different player. It's almost like he's needed that, a bit of a kick up the arse, and think, right, I need to just start making my decisions a bit quicker. And already, I'm quite surprised how much better he's looking. And he made a big difference, didn't he, against Anderlecht on Thursday?
Well, they both did, didn't they? I mean, 70 minutes they come on, and I think 9 minutes later we score.
Mm,
And obviously both of which combining to score the goal.
yeah.
Um, Paqueta's a weird one because he is a Rolls Royce sort of player in a way, because he has the flashy tricks. He's definitely got a bit of Brazilian in him. You can tell just from the way he's on the ball. But he's
Mm,
also not afraid to get sort of down and dirty, is he? He's
no.
not afraid to stick a challenge in. I think he actually relishes sort of just winning the ball back and working hard and running.
Mm,
And the guy's got he's absolute stamina on him. So I would like to see him in more advanced positions, to be honest, and showing off his amazing sort of playmaking skills. But then, you do need that kind of side of the game as well nowadays when you're a midfielder. You do need to track back. You do need, and David Moyes will
mm,
always love that, won't he? So, um,
absolutely.
but yeah, I don't know. Like we said in the previous video, I think he does need a little bit more freedom in his role right
Mm,
now, just to kind of decide what he wants to do. I don't think you need to give him a role. I think you literally just say to him, "Look, this is your space on the pitch
yeah.
from here to here. You've got, let's say we have player midfield three. You've got Flynn Downs behind you. You've got Declan Rice behind you. Don't worry about all of that. Bowen's tracking back, whatever. Wherever
Mm.
you feel you need to play is where you need to play. If you want to play behind the striker at some point, play behind the striker. If you want to drop deep, win the ball back, and sort of just ping the ball sideways, do that. But just play your game. And I think if he does that, he's going to be one of the best playmakers in the Premier League, man. I really do believe that.
I think as well, yeah, I'm agreeing with mate. I actually think as well that I, the reason I feel for him, one is because it's a new league. He's got to get up to speed with that. But I think as well, we haven't really been playing that well. We've been
No.
struggling for form. We've been struggling to get going. And let's be honest, if you're a creative, just you kind of get the feeling that once we're playing well, once we get really into form, which it does feel like we are turning a corner now and starting to see a side that's really starting to click. I just feel like he's going to start coming into grabbing hold of this league soon. I just get that feeling that we're on the cusp of seeing something really special with him and Scamacca. I just think
Mm.
we have got, the quality, amount of money the club have spent on these players. We're starting to see now why. Do you know what I mean? You look at these players thinking, wow, like when Anderlecht, impact was quite something. And even as you say, against Wolves, it looked very good. I just think we're now starting to relish what we've got in our hands, and this is it's so exciting, mate. I'm so excited by the pair of them. Obviously, Paqueta. I don't know enough about Paqueta yet. You know what I mean? But what I'm seeing is that he's just unbelievably gifted, and
He
it
is.
could be someone that once he's really has got the grips of this league and really got to go to the pace, he could be a superstar for us. Like, he really could be.
Mate, honestly, I don't think most of us who I think FIFA helps a lot, to be fair, with sort of everyone sort of knowing different players. I know it sounds a bit cliche,
Mm,
but generally you do just kind of learn these new names and things like that. I don't think fans actually realise how massive having Lucas Paqueta at our club is. I mean, the
mm,
guy is next level. The guy could easily, and I know a lot of people haven't seen it right now, but he could easily walk into a top six side in the Premier League, bar
mm,
obviously Man City, because they are just a league above themselves. I mean, this is the kind of guy that Liverpool were looking at. This is the kind
mm,
of guy
mm.
that Barcelona were looking at, Arsenal. I mean, this is he's an amazing player.
Yeah.
The thing with him is he's just a bit strange in the way that like I say, he likes to pick up the ball deep. He likes to put a challenge in, but then he also likes to reside in the final third and pick out an amazing pass. I haven't seen a lot
Mm,
of shooting from him yet, though. I'd be interested to see, how many goals he's going to score for us. If he's that type of player. I know he has scored quite a lot in League One, but I
mm,
haven't really seen him take a shot yet or get in an advanced position. I don't know if that's just me not remembering, but I
mm,
definitely think he needs to be in more advanced positions at the moment. I think the only way you do that is going to a midfield three, the kind of position that he plays for Brazil, and also the kind of position that he played for Leon. So, yeah, for me, I would love to see a little bit more of him. I mean, there's other players as well that I think we'd be shameful not to mention. Tilo Kehrer, definitely one of
mm.
them who, unlike other signings, has hit the ground running and just
Absolutely.
from day one has been amazing. Flynn Downs, Flynn Yester, he looks like he's starting to
I
finally come
love
into
the
his own.
Fliniesta. I've got to say, I love the Fliniesta.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Italian stallion, you got Finiesta. I mean, Paqueta's play great. It's all going into shape, mate. It's all coming into play.
It is.
Um,
You do feel like things are clicking now. They really are. And also, we've got, and I feel so sorry for him because he hasn't had a chance yet. Is a Aguerd. I mean, we've got another big player to come back to the
he's
side.
top
And
draw.
it's
I
kind of like
cannot
he's been
wait.
forgotten.
I
You
cannot
know.
wait to see him in a West Ham shirt. He's top draw, mate. Honestly, I
Mm,
mean, if we play a back three, which if I'm saying we want a midfield three, I don't think will happen. But
mm,
again, is honestly top draw. I mean, those three for me are the standouts of the window that are just they're almost a cut above us. That we've
yeah.
overreached by getting those sorts of players. A Cornet as well, I think, is a player who's not quite been given the opportunity he needs, but he's looked really impressive when he's come on. Emerson, maybe a bit
Yeah.
more question marks. Areola, I think we know what we're getting from him. We had him
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
season last. But for me, I think definitely those four players, sort of Tilo,
Mm,
Iniesta, Scamacca, and Paqueta, I think have been absolute revelations for us. And I think the latter of the two, Paqueta and Scamacca, are really going to come into their own in the next sort of 3-4 games and cement themselves into the team.
mm. I completely agree, mate. I think this is a really exciting time, mate. And yeah, onwards and upwards, mate.
Onwards and upwards, mate.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.